What if I told you that while most investors are riding the roller coaster of stock market and other investments, our investors and partners receive consistent fixed return from value-add investments we do in our company? I'm Rafik Moore with Brait Capital. We've built a massive real estate portfolio serving investors like you with predictable, secure cash flow. Number one principle of investing with Brait Capital is to never lose the principal investment. To this day, we've never lost any investor's capital. Anytime there was any losses made, I've absorbed it, and losses were very minimal and insignificant compared to the amount of money we made. Number two rule, never lose principal investment. And so with us, number one thing we do is we protect the capital that's entrusted to us by our investors, and then we grow it in a methodic, disciplined way through the real estate acquisitions. We provide complete transparency, and you'll know which investments you're in. We have monthly reporting, financials for our investors, with you seeing expenses through the portal on a daily basis. What kind of returns you're getting, what kind of expenses the property is experiencing, etc., etc. We're all about radical transparency with our investors and providing highest return on that investment. We do offer fixed investment options where we can pay anywhere between 6%, 8%, or 10% depending on the sum and depending on the timeline of investment. Anything under $250,000, we will pay 6% on your money. But if you invest $250,000 or higher, we will pay 8% return on investment consistently. The payments will be made quarterly or semi-annually. But if you keep your funds with us for 24 months or longer, you will receive 10% return on your investment. You can also buy properties direct. Direct property ownership will probably get you a slightly higher return, but then you have to deal with the management. You have to deal with leasing. You have to take the long-term risk of the property. And because we specialize in this business, because we have the connections in the community, because we have the relationships in the business community with the brokers, vendors, and others. So it makes sense to sometimes maybe trust your capital with investors, trust your capital with investment companies like ours, juxtaposed with your own investment activities. At Brait Capital, we created something very, very special. We don't just buy real estate. We buy value-add real estate, which means we buy properties significantly under market value, mainly because of vacancies, deferred maintenance, and some other functional obsolescence that the properties have. And through adaptive reuse and through lease up, through improvement of these properties, we unlock the value of the properties and then share that with our investors. Sometimes we buy defunct retail malls and we cut them down and turn them into industrial. Other times we buy industrial warehouses, clean them up, deferred maintenance, and fill them with tenants. Our whole business is based on uncovering value from distressed assets, and we share the upside with our dear investors, and they enjoy the cash flow from our operations. One of the properties we purchased is a 44,000 square foot building in Lansing, Michigan. We bought that property for $1.7 million. It was listed for $2.2 million. We're gonna spend $300,000 to clean up the vacancies, and voila, the property will appraise at about $3.5, maybe $4 million. And we'll refinance, get our investors' capital out, get their return, and the property will continue cash flowing over a long-term horizon. I'd love to provide with some references. DM me below, and I'll be happy to tell you about some of our success stories in a private conversation. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you checked your investment portfolio and felt at ease? It's hard to feel it when the stock market bobs up and down, but you know that over the course of the last 20 years, S&P 500 delivered around 10% return. But how about emotional damage that you endure every time the market drops by 30 to 40%? When you invest in real estate, especially value-add real estate, the predictability of the cash flow and ease with which these properties go once they're stable, I think is much better for you, for your peace of mind and for long-term appreciation. Not to mention the tax benefits. Most real estate income that you will receive will be offset by the depreciation that these properties will accumulate over a long period of time. Most of our investors receive double-digit returns on their investment consistently without any headaches and continue reinvesting their capital with us. In the beginning of my career, I invested $20,000 in the stock market, and that $20,000 dwindled down into $1,500 when I extracted it. I was so hurt After that, I didn't invest in the stock market at all, and rightfully so. There's a lot of emotions involved with it. With real estate, we control our fate by controlling the condition, controlling the tenants, and controlling the properties that we acquire. If you're tired of market volatility and want your money to work hard for you, get your predictable return, please DM me and I'll be happy to work with you. We'll be happy to help you to invest your capital in some really, really good deals. Many people are scared of volatility and they choose to put their money in the savings account only to be eaten up by the inflation. If you invest in real estate, it's a really good hedge against inflation, and while you receive cash distributions, the asset value also grows over a long period of time. So if you invest with us, you will not only be protected from inflation, not only will have tax benefits, you'll also have consistent, predictable cash flow, which will provide a very financial freedom for you and your family. The reality is most investment vehicles were not designed with your benefits in mind. They are big fee machine for fund managers. And so what we do is we focus on serving our investors first. We want to make sure that until our investors get their profits, we don't get paid. So for that reason, we create preferred return arrangement with our investors. What makes our fund unique is that we don't charge any fees, and you can extract your capital with a request for your money, and within 6 to 12 months, depending on where we are in the cycle of the deal, you can extract your capital. We don't lock up your money for 10 years like many of our competing funds. And that's what I wanted to do when I created this fund. I wanted to create a vehicle for myself 10 years from now, when I want to check out, when I don't want to do this anymore. I want the flexibility of being able to invest in real estate, but also the freedom not to have to deal with day-to-day operations and ability to extract my capital at a will, depending on when I need the cash. Anything can happen in life. And if you need the money, you'll be able to extract it without any penalties working with our fund. If you're interested in investing with us, I'd love to talk to you and see if you qualify to be one of our investors. At Brait Capital, we don't promise overnight riches. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme. What we offer is a steady, consistent cash flow from value-add assets in your neighborhood that we acquired with methodical approach. When we identify them, we serve our tenants and we unlock value in these properties. And if you're interested, you can apply and we'll check your qualifications to see if you qualify to be one of our prime elite investors. Thank you for your time. I'll find a way to add value to you. Thank you very much.